What's up guys, and welcome back. Yes, yet another introduction. Obviously this video, if you've seen the title, is on the dashboard clocks and the underhood electricals and bits and pieces. So if you saw my previous video, you know I was working on the brakes, and that was spread over, I think, a 3.5, almost 4-week period. And because of problems and having to wait for things, I went ahead and started doing other things on the van because I didn't really want to waste time. One of them being the dashboard clocks and the wiring and everything under the bonnet, under the hood. So this video is basically just what I was doing. Obviously, as you can see there, still waiting for a master cylinder. I have got one tracked down. It should be here within the next few days, so I'll probably do a little short video on that. But yeah, anyway, that's it for now. Enjoy the video. Well guys, now that I've got to wait for the nut for that passenger side wheel hub, I think I need to get on doing some other things. I think to begin with, I'm going to go ahead, get everything done in the engine compartment, get the sound deadening and all of that put back in, battery trays and everything bolted down correctly. And yeah, so let's get on with it. Well guys, we are moving along nicely there. Move that out of the way. I've now got the battery tray for the auxiliary battery in place, along with all the sound insulation and everything. Air filter is just sat in place for the moment. I've still got this flexi, this metal line to reroute, but yeah, everything on this side is going great. Well guys, there we go. Obviously a load of tools in there, but battery box is in, insulation is in, and washer pump is in, power steering pump is in and mounted, and airbox is in and mounted. Now because I'm using because I'm putting an additional battery in here, I have had to use a different airbox, but luckily enough the old one from Cesspit is actually a really good fit in there. So yeah, it's all coming together nicely. Now let's move over onto this side. Again, it's just remounting the battery box. The other thing I want to do is also I need to put the insulation back in, like the sound deadening, and then just clean it all up. And also still got this to mount. He's still to mount up there somewhere. That's a wire that cable there goes to the front fog lights when they're fitted. I do have them now, and yeah, it's really moving along there. Well, so far so good. Got all the insulation in there now. Got the cables almost routed. I've got to get the battery tray back in. That's over here at the moment. Got the bracket on. Got the battery mounting doodah on. So what I'm going to do now is actually put that into place, bolt it all back down again, and then route the cables, and then that's it, and drop the battery in, and we are good to go. Well, there we go. Just get rid of that. Battery and everything is now back in. Still got the wiring to tuck down, but I'll do that after I've done the headlights and everything. So let's see. Just check. Yeah, we're out of gear. There we go. Don't know if you can tell, but she is a little quieter. But yeah, excellent. Once the hood and everything's closed, all the dash and everything's back in, should be a lot quieter. Although, let's be honest, these banana engines aren't exactly renowned for their lack of volume. Well, day 2, and I'm still standing here waiting for the wheel nut for the passenger side brake hub to arrive. So I think what I'm going to get on with is I'm going to do some of the electrics inside the van. I think I may as well just do all the gauges, get them installed and as close to working as possible. So let's get to it. Okay, so working on the gauges now. Got a basic diagram put together for the clocks, and one for the ones that will go into the dashboard itself. So let's get on with it. So got the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge cables. I've got them sorted from the main loom. They do have to have a ignition power source as well, so I'll do that shortly. But that is the actual factory wiring harness there, so I'm just going to use that. It's already there. The other 2 gauges that I've got, the oil pressure gauge, that does need a feed put in all the way to the actual oil pressure switch. I'll do that later today. Again, they also require a live power from the ignition. Anyway, that's it for now. Let's get on with the rest of this. Well, that's just about everything wired up there. Oil pressure light, ignition light. This one here is for the brake reservoir. I'm still in the middle of doing the brakes, so that isn't connected. Well, it is connected up, but it isn't actually functioning yet. The doodah off the reservoir is removed, so yeah. But we've also got indicators. Now obviously they're flashing fast because there's no external bulbs in there. We've got dashboard lights, and we've also got main beam. Yeah, looking pretty good there. So yeah, happy with that. Yeah, I'm waiting for some parts for the brakes at the moment, so I'm back to doing electrical system. These videos, I am not entirely sure how they're going to come out, because I'm doing a little bit on the brakes, a little bit on the dashboard electrics, a little bit on the brakes. But yeah. Got the master cylinder out right now because when I came to bleed the brakes, I wasn't happy with the master cylinder. It was working okay, but okay is not good enough for me when it comes to brakes. So I've ordered a replacement. That should be here next couple of days. So that's why I'm working on with the dashboard stuff. So yeah, that's it for now. Okay, now that we've got the actual clocks all installed, I'm going to move over to the 2 that are going to be in this, basically the center part of the dash, the oil pressure gauge and the voltmeter. So yeah, this is still the mess of wiring for the hi-fi system, which I'm going to address shortly, and then I'll get into the wiring for the doodah, the gauges. Yeah, I know what I meant. Right, before I move forward with the other gauges, I think what I'm going to do first is the temperature sender unit. Now, this is designed to actually screw into a housing, but where this is designed to screw into a housing which is part of the engine, but the transit, the actual housing, is insulated from the rest of the engine. So that's it there. Or is it? Wait a minute. No. I'm not sure, that might be plastic, I'm not sure anyway, but it's debatable whether or not I'd get a good ground through there. Ford also thought the same because they actually have double wires coming to the temperature sender. Now that one doesn't work, I know that one does not work, but so what I've done is taken a copper washer and basically shaped it so that it can have a terminal attached to it. So before I do anything else, I'm going to connect this up and just test the gauge, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Yeah, should work. So here we go for the first test of the temperature gauge. Just heat this up a little bit. Don't want to heat it too much because I don't want to burn anything around it. So let's see if we get a reading. Oh yeah, definitely got some movement on the gauge there, so oh, and look at that, we've got fuel as well. Holy crap. Well, what do you know? We have gauges. Excellent. Yeah, I hooked the fuel gauge up, but I had thought that I would have to use the sender unit that came with the doodah. I thought I would have to use the sending unit, the in-tank sender unit that came with the gauge, but maybe not. That's good. That is good. It's saying about 1/4 of a tank, so I'm not sure what these tanks hold. I know I've got 3 gallons in there, maybe a little more. So I'll have to have a look, see what the tanks actually hold. So anyway, excellent. Yeah. Now we can move on to these center ones. Well, here we go. Just dash lights. There we go. Seem to have a bad connection there. I need to check this out. Okay, now we have the voltmeters all completely hooked up. The oil pressure gauge, I've still got to put the feed into the actual sending unit, but sorted out the issue. So we got lights. There isn't one in the oil pressure gauge. I am waiting of a replacement because the gauge arrived without the little LED in the back of it. So yeah. Anyway, volts working. There we go. So, only thing left I've really got in here to do now is I've got the interior lights to hook back up, but I'm hooking this one. The main cabin light is going to the main battery. The rest of the van, that is all going to go to the auxiliary battery. So you can run the lights in the back without actually impacting the vehicle's ability to start or anything. Anyway, next thing is the electric seats, and then I'm going to sort out all of the radio stuff, and that basically should be it for the interior. It's yeah. Oh, I do have to put a feed in for the alarm, but in the immobilizer, but I will do that a little bit later. Main thing is, let's get these seats hooked up, and then we will figure out this wiring for the head unit. Well, that's basically it for the clocks. Everything is all wired in on them now. The only thing I've got left to do is the actual oil pressure gauge. I've mentioned it in one of the other videos somewhere, I don't remember where, but I am about to put a heavy duty alternator on this, so I'm not going to do the oil pressure sender until I do that, because it'll just give me much better access. While I've got everything out, I can just do it in about 20 minutes. So, well, in the tradition of let's get as much done as we can, still waiting of the master cylinder. It has not arrived yet. It should have been here earlier this morning, but anyway, I'm working on the front bumper. Fitting the fog lights, a bracket that will go into that hole there, and these little guys will just go about somewhere there. So yeah, nice little set. I've used these before, they're not bad, they work well, so yeah. Well, now I've got the that panel almost in. I've got a screw in yet, but yeah, that's in, washer jets are hooked up. So yeah, coming along nicely. Over here, fog lights and everything are mounted to the bumper. They still have to be wired, but I'm leaving those till tomorrow. But they are mounted there now. Yeah, I need to be straightened and everything, but I'll do that when the bumper's actually back on. But yeah, pretty good, even if I say it myself. Well, washer pump, here we go. Yeah, it's these little victories that make the days worthwhile. Hey guys, well, bringing this video to a close. Not entirely sure what order this is going to end up in, but because I've got several videos that I have been shooting simultaneously. The problem being is I've had issues with new brake components, so you'll see it when the video goes out, or it might already be out, I don't know. I've just got to get this all figured out. But anyway, yeah, I've got the dashboard clocks and everything done, and then got everything else electrical done, everything under the hood, all of that's done, everything's working. Even got a windshield wiper on, that's there somewhere. Still need to fix that, but yeah, one's better than none. Everything under here is done, horn's done. Yeah, master cylinder, still having issues with it. And so yeah, bringing this one to a close. Seats are in, also wired. I don't know whether that will be a separate video or not, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's it for now. Chaotic as always, so yeah, come back and see me and have a good one.